But he had the mentality or of like Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier could never let go of what Ali did to him.
At 69, Sugar Ray Leonard is no longer defined by lightning-fast combinations or dazzling footwork, but by wisdom earned through decades inside and outside the ring.
Let's let the other guy lead in landing all kind of punches, and lost the first round.
As one of boxing's most complete fighters, Leonard faced legends, survived brutal rivalries, and thrived under pressure that would have crushed most athletes. When a fighter of his stature speaks about the boxers he admired most, the boxing world listens. These aren't just names pulled from history books. They are men who shaped Leonard's mindset, inspired his discipline, and influenced how he approached combat as both an art and a science.
Duran held up to the last minute. Now he's starting to try to spin him around and hit him. He's making...
From timeless icons to ruthless technicians, these are the 10 boxers Sugar Ray Leonard has consistently praised, respected, and learned from throughout his life. 10. Wilfred Benitez. Sugar Ray Leonard always spoke about Wilfred Benitez with a mix of admiration and regret. Benitez was one of the most naturally gifted fighters Leonard ever faced, a defensive genius who seemed to anticipate punches before they were thrown. Leonard respected Benitez's ring IQ, especially how effortlessly he controlled distance and tempo. Even when Leonard won their bout, he acknowledged that Benitez forced him to think constantly, adjusting strategies mid-fight. To Leonard, Benitez represented unrealized greatness, a fighter whose natural talent was unmatched, but whose discipline failed him. Leonard often reflected that Benitez taught him how fragile greatness could be, if not protected by dedication and focus. 9. Thomas Hitman Hearns. Thomas Hearns wasn't just a rival, he was a measuring stick. Sugar Ray Leonard admired Hearns' reach, power, and killer instinct, qualities that made him one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing history. Leonard knew Hearns could end a fight in seconds, which forced him to dig deeper than ever before. Their rivalry pushed Leonard to elevate his conditioning, courage, and adaptability. Leonard often said Hearns showed him what controlled violence looked like in the ring. Even after their legendary battles, Leonard spoke highly of Hearns' professionalism and pride. To him, Hearns embodied the terrifying beauty of boxing at its highest level. 8. Roberto Duran. No fighter affected Sugar Ray Leonard emotionally more than Roberto Duran. Leonard admired Duran's ferocity, toughness, and warrior mentality, even when those qualities were aimed directly at him. Duran's relentless pressure forced Leonard to confront his own limits and ultimately redefine himself as a fighter. Leonard respected how Duran lived and breathed boxing. There was no off switch. Even after the infamous No Mas fight, Leonard never dismissed Duran's greatness. Instead, he acknowledged Duran as one of the purest fighters to ever enter the ring. Duran taught Leonard that heart and hunger can rival even the most refined skill set. 7. Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler represented everything Sugar Ray Leonard feared and respected about boxing. Hagler's discipline, durability, and mental toughness were legendary. Leonard often admitted that facing Hagler required a different kind of courage, rather than bravado. Leonard admired Hagler's ability to maintain intensity from the opening bell to the final second, never giving opponents room to breathe. Their fight was as much psychological as physical, and Leonard always credited Hagler for forcing him into one of the greatest performances of his career. To Leonard, Hagler symbolized professionalism, endurance, and unbreakable will. 6. Alexis Arguello, Sugar Ray. Leonard admired Alexis Arguello for his elegance and lethal precision. Arguello was calm, composed, and devastating, combining grace with ruthless efficiency. Leonard often spoke about Arguello's punching technique, particularly how he generated power without sacrificing balance or control. What Leonard respected most was Arguello's sportsmanship. He fought with honor and humility, even in victory. Arguello reminded Leonard that boxing could be beautiful without being flashy. To Leonard, Arguello was proof that a fighter could be both a gentleman and a destroyer inside the ring. 5. Joe Louis, Joe Louis represented the foundation of everything Sugar Ray Leonard believed boxing stood for. Leonard admired Louis not just as a champion, but as a symbol of dignity under pressure. Louis fought with calm authority, never wasting movement, never showing panic. Leonard often said that Louis taught future generations how a champion should carry himself. The simplicity and effectiveness of Louis's style deeply influenced Leonard's own approach to boxing fundamentals. To Leonard, Joe Louis wasn't just a great heavyweight. He was a blueprint for greatness. 4. Ray Robinson. Sugar Ray Leonard openly admitted that Sugar Ray Robinson was the reason he boxed the way he did. Leonard studied Robinson obsessively, borrowing footwork, combinations, and ring movement. Robinson's ability to blend speed, power, and creativity became the gold standard Leonard chased throughout his career. Leonard believed Robinson was boxing's most complete fighter, flawless in both offense and defense. Even adopting the Sugar Ray name was an act of homage. Leonard never claimed to surpass Robinson. Instead, he honored him as the original artist who turned boxing into poetry. 3. Floyd Mayweather Sr. While Floyd Mayweather Sr. is often overshadowed by his son, Leonard respected him deeply as a technician and thinker of the sport. Leonard admired his defensive mindset, sharp jab, and understanding of distance control. As a fighter and later as a trainer, Mayweather Sr. represented the intellectual side of boxing: strategy, timing, and subtle movement. Leonard believed that fighters like Mayweather Sr. showed how intelligence could neutralize brute force. To Leonard, boxing was as much mental as physical, and Mayweather Sr. embodied that philosophy. 2. Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was more than a peer to Leonard. He was a source of inspiration that transcended the sport. Leonard admired Ali's unmatched charisma, confidence, and psychological savvy, qualities that allowed him to dominate not just physically, but mentally. Leonard watched Ali's bouts with fascination, studying how Ali could demoralize opponents with words, movement, and unpredictable timing. He often cited Ali's courage, particularly during moments when the world doubted him, refusing the draft, standing up for his principles, and bouncing back stronger after setbacks. Leonard saw Ali as a master of self-belief, demonstrating that boxing greatness requires inner strength as much as technical skill. Leonard himself carried lessons from Ali into his own career: how to move like water, fight with strategy, and maintain composure under pressure. Beyond the ring, Ali's humanity and charisma made Leonard realize that a true legend influences people far beyond sport. Ali taught Leonard that greatness is a combination of talent, heart, and unwavering confidence. 1. Sugar Ray Robinson. At the pinnacle of Leonard's admiration sits Sugar Ray Robinson, the man often considered the greatest boxer of all time. Leonard's respect for Robinson goes beyond statistics or titles. He saw in him a fighter who combined artistry, intelligence, and fearlessness inside the ring. Robinson's footwork was poetry, his timing impeccable, and his combination attacks both explosive and precise. Leonard studied Robinson's style meticulously, noting how he could make complex maneuvers appear effortless while maintaining relentless pressure on opponents. To Leonard, Robinson represented the ideal of a complete boxer, capable of defense, offense, and psychological mastery all at once. Watching Robinson, Leonard learned the importance of adaptability, how to read a fighter, and how to control the rhythm of a bout. For Leonard, Robinson's influence shaped every punch he threw, every strategy he devised, and even his philosophy about the sport itself: that boxing is as much an art as it is a fight. Leonard often reflected that no one had ever reached the level of refinement and totality that Robinson achieved, making him an eternal benchmark for greatness. At 69, Sugar Ray Leonard's list isn't about popularity or hype. It's about influence, respect, and truth. These fighters shaped his journey, tested his limits, and helped define an era of boxing that many still call the sport's golden age. Leonard's admiration reflects a deep understanding of what it truly takes to be great in the ring: skill, courage, discipline, and heart. As boxing continues to evolve, these names remain timeless, just as Sugar Ray Leonard's legacy will forever stand among them.